Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you? Are you doing well? I'm doing well today, feeling good. Friday's always a good day for me. I always like it. It's a day when in agency, we look to kind of crack on, get everyone out viewing for the weekend. But it's strange times, isn't it? I was thinking today about the bank holiday and thinking it's kind of the same for a lot of people, isn't it, that are furloughed? What's the difference between a Monday where you're not working and a weekday when you're not working anyway? It's really quite strange times. But we're back in the office. We are working and we're here tomorrow. Won't be here over the bank holiday. We're taking that off as we always do with Sundays as well. Love my Sundays. They're mine. Sorry, can't have those. That's the day of the week that I like. A couple of things to talk about. I want to tell you one of my favorite quotes later on here. If you haven't been here before, then welcome. Nice to virtually meet you. This is Ken at 10. I just pop on every day just to say hi and give you my musings on the market and what's going on. I want to tell you about what I think is the most important skill for any negotiator to have, not just in estate agency, but actually in anything. And it brings me on to one of my favorite quotes. So I'll talk to you about that in a moment. But just generally, as far as the market's concerned, a couple of points. Number one, every property that we have live right now is receiving interest and viewings. And I think that might come as a surprise to some people. That's on the sales side. On the letting side, everything that we have available has been let on the basis of a virtual viewing. So the change there is that people are having confidence in these things where they haven't before. They're not used to just seeing things through a lens. I think that's changed dramatically, and that's quite interesting. The other thing I noticed today in the news, which really made me angry, but I said it's coming, is that lenders are now talking about taking into consideration the payment holidays that people have had when deciding whether to grant a mortgage. So if you've taken a payment holiday with your lender because of coronavirus due to your work, there's a chance that this can be, quote, counted against you when you apply for a new mortgage. Now, that makes me really angry because we were all told, weren't we, that if you take these holidays, it won't be counted against you. But I had my suspicions, and my advice is if you don't need to do it, then don't take the payment holiday. If you do, then it may count against you. But I think most lenders, I certainly hope most lenders will take a broad view on this. But it does make me a bit angry. I think the government should legislate here and say, actually, you're not allowed to consider the COVID situation when it comes to doing credit scores on people, because it just doesn't seem right and fair. Now, talking about skills and negotiations, I like to think that when people come on the market with us, the one thing that we have for them is their back. In other words, we support them. We're on their side. We're there to get them the best possible price. We're there to be fair and honest with buyers, of course, but also to get them the best possible price. That's why they pay us. If they didn't want the best possible price, well, then they could just stick it on cheaply and just sell it, couldn't they? So that comes on to what I think are the most important skills for a sales negotiator. I think the most important thing is actually not really a selling skill, but it's about perspective. It's understanding the other person's perspective and their point of view. So if you can understand the other person and how they feel and being able to put yourself in that person's shoes, then you're far more likely to end up with a successful negotiation. So next time you're negotiating on something, try and imagine that you're the person in the other situation. Step aside from your situation, try and take the emotion away and look at it logically and say to yourself, if I was that person, what would I be thinking right now? Would I be angry? Would I be frustrated? How can we bridge that, and how can we move forward? And the saying that I really love is, I think it was Dale Carnegie actually, who said, a person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. So you've got to put yourself in their shoes and really try and make them think that almost it's their idea to bridge the gap in negotiations. And not an easy thing to do, but I find that if you can put yourself in the other person's situation, then you've got a much better chance of pulling off a good negotiation that works for everybody. I hope you have a good day today and a great bank holiday weekend. We're looking forward to quite a busy weekend, as I said, in terms of sales and things, which is quite surprising. And I'll be back tomorrow at 10 for another Ken at 10. Next week, we have couple of good isolation inspirations. We've got one coming up with Jane Ray telling us what to do with our hair. I know, ironic coming from me, but it'd be interesting to see what tips she's got for lockdown, what you can do for yourself and your own grooming. And then after that, we've got Madia Rashid Rahman, and she's a physio, and she's going to talk to us about how we can look after ourselves under lockdown as well. So nice to virtually meet you again. I'll be back same time tomorrow. Have a great day.